It's time for Geocache Talk. Whether you are at work, in the car, or wherever you are, we hope you enjoy this show about the great sport of geocaching. If you're watching live on YouTube, you can be part of the adventure tonight in the chat room and participate with others as they watch the show. If you are listening later, please give it a like and subscribe on your favorite podcasting app so that you can get all of the weekly Geocache Talk goodness. If you have not become a patron of the Geocache Talk Network, what are you waiting for? Patron levels start as low as a Bison Tube level at $3 a month. To sign up is easy. Simply go to the Geocache Talk website and click on the Become a Patron button, or go to patreon.com/Geocache Talk. Patrons now get the famous Blackout coin, invites to special events, and other really great items throughout the year. Become a patron today. Have you subscribed to FTF Magazine yet? FTF Magazine is the #1 geocaching magazine available. It is a quarterly magazine that you can be part of. Submit your geocaching milestones and adventures to be published. FTF Magazine is also interactive with puzzles to solve and the hunt to find Spartacus. If you can solve the puzzle or find Spartacus, then you will be entered in to win a special pack tag. Every new subscription, you will receive a special swag pack. Subscribing is easy. Just visit FTF's website, ftfgeo.com. Don't miss out and subscribe today.
And sponsored by smashingpennies.net. Get 10% off your order with code Geocache Talk Network. They are perfect to put in a geocache. Our sponsors and to Derek, Baker 6 Clan, for the graphics, and our featured patrons are Chaos in Motion, Nikul, Udak, JB Opto, GeoVet91, Hoffer 15, Bember, The Happy Hodag, Mom, Dad, 2 Boys, Sue's Mom, and we've not had any new patrons of late, so, you know, you can always join. It's on the website. All right, we got a big show tonight. We've got a lot of things to cover, but first, we're going to talk about a new mega. So let me bring in everybody. There's everyone tonight. It's like the Brady Bunch. Well, you know, pointing in different places. So, a new mega as of what is it, Dean Vince? Couple days.
2 days ago.
Yep, he signed the contract on Saturday. We're waiting for HQ to actually flip the switch and say, yes, you're a mega, but we got the congratulations letter, so we're super excited.
That's how new it is. So,
that is awesome.
Yay. So
yeah, we're super excited.
Tell us about GeoLeap. This is awesome.
So it's on a Thursday. When's the last time you attended a mega event on a Thursday, first off?
Never.
Second off, it's on a Thursday for the reason of it's leap year.
Yes.
So it's on leap day. So the actual mega itself is going to happen in the afternoon on the 29th, starts between 4 and 5. And we've got all kinds of things lined up. We've got somebody coming to talk about snakes and being careful in the field. We've got some gadgets there, so you can learn about gadgets. We're going to play pass tag bingo. We're going to bring in some pizza for those that
now you're talking.
The leaper, yeah, there we go. We knew we would get Pizza Ninja's heart at that one. And it's just a time to get together and talk and chat and, talk about the fact that leap year comes around once every 4 years. And so it's a good time. I'm excited about some of the guests we have lined up to talk about stuff. We will have a really good time. So I encourage everybody. It's in Round Rock, Texas. So you can fly into Austin, and it's a short 20-minute drive from Austin to make it to the event.
Yep.
And, come have a good time. Come learn about snakes. Come find some caches. And there will be a passport, and I'm sure Vince will talk a little bit about that. But we'll have a passport, and if you get a certain number of caches on that passport, you get a free coin if you're one of the first 75. So that's kind of also a cool thing. You can come to an event and get a free coin. There are very few events that do that for you. So that's excited. But I'll let Vince tell you about all the plans because he's the man behind the dream of GeoLeap 2024.
Yeah. Also, while you're doing that, Vince, if we could let's do first the GC code so people can kind of follow along at home with looking at it. So,
do you have a GC Alpha Charlie Quebec Bravo Juliet? One more time. GC Alpha Charlie Quebec Bravo Juliet, or
wow,
ACQBJ.
They didn't. They gave you one without any numbers in it. That's kind of cool.
Oh, that was by design.
That's unique. Now, is this the first? Will this be the first mega ever on Leap Day in North America?
It's gotta be, right?
You are stealing the thunder here. This is.
I'll step back, Vince.
No.
You just got me a little excited there. That is so cool.
No. So it is. I'm glad you recognize it. That is going to be the first one on February 29th. It's the very first one. Just like when we did the GPS maze, we brought it back after 5 years, and this one we're going to do the first time in North America. Just a crazy idea I had a year ago and a year and a half ago, thinking, what if we could do this? And I started thinking about it the last leap year, thinking, well, just think if we could do this in a much larger scale. And it was one of those things that I thought was going to be a really good idea, something epic. And I think that's what I like to do, is epic stuff. So that worked out really well. And we are now in the throes of starting to plan and look at all the things that are going to happen. And as Dee alluded to a few minutes ago, is the fact is that we're going to have something a little bit different. It kind of came out of the Tri-States event in the Northwest. We were trying to do what they do up there. It was our original idea to do something like their passport idea, travel around and get all these coins in the Tri-State area. And apparently that it was a grandfathered program that you can no longer do. So we had to make some battlefield corrections to be able to go out and come up with something that was within the guidelines and within the published guidelines of a mega. It is this passport idea, is that if you come out prior to, we will publish 30, 40 caches, you get your passport stamped, and at that point, a geocoin is Dee said something about the first 75, but we think maybe we might make it a little bit more friendly to everyone. And the fact is that we might have a raffle for everybody that completes the passport the week prior to coming to the event, or the day of the event. You can do it the same day. It's going to be something achievable that you can do in the same day. And
right. The caches will be released the week before, though.
That's correct. And we haven't decided the complete number. There'll be 30 or 40. And then if you get 20 or 25 of them, the stamps, you turn them in that afternoon before that evening. We're going to have coin distribution at the event. And so kind of culturally, it'll be some of the caches around the city. You learn something about the area, but we're going to come up with something very unique. Just like I always do, something that's going to be something that you haven't seen before. So that's going to be one of the first things we do.
I was going to say, so speaking of that, so there's the two coins. The one that you see the front and the back of the circular, that's actually the coin that you can purchase. It comes in the packages. Really big thanks to Tigers for designing that for us. And so there's different packages. If you go to geoleap2024.com, you can purchase the packages. And the coin next to it is the front of the free giveaway coin.
Nice.
So Vince, why don't you tell us a little bit about what kind of caches are going to be put out that we could try to accomplish that day?
So let's go ahead and start with the fact is that there is where we've selected the location. One, weather. I guess you're gonna end up with a crapshoot. It may snow, may not, but most of the time that we can count on some relatively fairly good weather. Not like in snow effect places up north, like any other place. So we thought we wanted to first as house as we could. So that's why we selected it. The other reason is that in February 29th, there are badges and add-ons that with the badge and add-on version 4.0. And one of the things that we wanted to do is cater to those folks in a place that they can come out with existing caches and take a good run at it on February 29th to start earning badges and the add-ons that are in the Project GC litany of things that you can add on with a little logo that says February, which is an add-on. And so I'm right now is that we're looking at what kind of caches we can complement those with, but there will be definitely a good 20 to 27 additional things that you should be able to earn on the caches that we put out, probably in the neighborhood of 400 or so. between now and then, or come out right around the February 29th event. So that will be already selected. We've already been looking at it, the size and containers, all the different attributes that we have to satisfy, from scuba diving to all of the attributes that are out there. But we've done some great work. I got two great team members, Kathy and Steve. Steve's amazing at going out and creating what we need and what we're going to put down range on those days. And again, it's going to be an epic day for all of us and hopefully everybody around it.
So if people want more, they can go to the website too. The cache page, obviously, but obviously you go also to the GeoLeap 2024.
Yeah, that's correct.
Absolutely. And you've got packages on there and more information as well. Go ahead, Vince.
And we're going to be adding more and more information as it comes out and as we start putting things out, because there's a lot of pieces that have to come together for this to work really well. And so there'll be a massive amount of information for people, where to stand, and where to be in publications and all those things. And just a lot of moving parts.
Cool. Well, very cool. Well, thank you two for coming on and
thank you.
Get us the information. We'll it'll also be in the show notes. So if people want forgot something or whatever, always on the YouTube, but also you can go to our show notes, and the information that we have will also be on there as well. So thank you guys again. It's going to be great. A leap year mega. That's pretty wild. So I'm glad that worked out for you guys.
The first.
Yes,
that's right. The first in the U.S. Thank you so much. And again, if you have any questions, you can go to the website or the cache page. You can reach out to Vince or I'm Team D&D, and we'll get you handled. But thanks for having us, guys. We appreciate it.
Yep.
You bet.
All that. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thanks, y'all. Bye. All right.
I think I'm finally here. It only took 3 times, but that's okay.
3 chances to get it right. That's fine.
Well, I mean, one entrance wasn't dramatic enough. I needed 3, right? Come in, back, out, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing I always appreciate about you, Jesse. If you don't get a good entrance, you do it again.
That's right. That's right.
It's definitely one of your strengths I really value.
I don't understand how we were on here for like an hour beforehand. Everything was going perfect.
Right.
As soon as we go live, that's when everything crashes.
Yep. If you can't make a good first impression, try to make a second or third impression.
Yeah. That's right.
Well, tonight we've
got. Be happy you couldn't hear me. That's all I can say.
Yeah, no problem.
Be happy you couldn't hear me.
So, John, Pizza Ninja's on with us as semi-normal as a co-host with us. Thank you, John.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then our guest for tonight is Kevin, aka Captain Math. Do you have a shirt with Captain Math on it, by the way?
I do, but I'm not wearing it now.
That's okay.
This comes close, right?
Yeah. The teacher lives. Yeah.
Oh, it gets cut off, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Statistics.
Oh, there we can see.
Oh, nice.
So for many years, I taught AP statistics at my school, Delaware Valley High School in Milford, Pennsylvania.
Woo!
Just down the road, it's snowier than Pizza Ninja's home. So,
oh wow, yeah.
Today,
I'm not complaining, Kevin, that you got the snow today. I think we need to share. We need to do a good job at that. And I'm glad you guys are able to help out with that.
Sharing is caring. You can have all the rest.
Absolutely.
We are going to have a math quiz here in a moment, but I do want to tie up one loose end. We haven't been on since Podcast to Hope, I don't think, but I do want to give a final total, I guess you could say. Now, people can still give, but pretty much the event's over. But we ended up over 25,000.
Wow.
$25,004.82. So we passed 25,000 for the event. Can you believe it?
That's great. That's awesome.
Do you remember how much we made the first year?
How much did we raise the first year?
Yeah.
1,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of growth is incredible.
Yeah, we kind of, and our goal for the night was 13,000, so we kind of blew that one out of the water.
Yeah.
But we're up to like 75,000 total that we've given through Podcast to Hope. But anyway, thanks to everyone who was on board for Podcast of Hope. Thank you for everybody's generous donations. Also, in case you're wondering, the first guest we had on, she had a family emergency. She wasn't able to make it. She did send me an email and felt real bad that she missed the event. So, but I told her it was all good. It all worked out. So,
Yeah.
And the last quick note was that our guest, Jared Watson, is going to be back, and he doesn't have to go to the wild card thing they're doing. He gets to go straight to the Tournament of Champions for Jeopardy. So he'll be on Jeopardy. I think he goes in February for the filming, and I think then it'll be not live, but it'll be aired in April. So congrats to Jared for getting to go back on Jeopardy. So, all right. Well, you had a big year, Kevin. You had you really did. When you stop because I kept mentioning things, we met for a few minutes earlier in the week, and I go, yeah, we have to talk about that. And you're like, oh, that's right. Oh, we did go there. It's like, so we just want to dive right in. Give good question number one.
I think so. Can I just squeeze in one thing really quickly about the Jeopardy thing?
Go
just
for
so
it.
you know, I'm good friends with Ryan Bilger, who is from Emmaus, Pennsylvania. He is a Jeopardy semi-finalist in the Tournament of Champions, and is also a geocacher. So
cool.
If you ever want to play with that, I know I can get you guys hooked up with him. Terrific guy.
You could have a Jeopardy night, not Jeopardy night, like a Jeopardy, like multiple Jeopardy people on for Podcast to Hope or something. That'd be kind of cool. So
yeah, I wonder how many people that have been on Jeopardy actually are geocachers, because there's an obvious overlap there, right?
Yeah.
Sure. In
well,
fact,
Ken Jennings, who's the biggest winner of all, he's a geocacher. So if we could rope Ken Jennings in, Kevin's friend, we get Jared back on. That's 3. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And with that level of event, maybe we need a Jeopardy trackable, like on set, you see during the show or something.
That'd be
and
cool.
People can log. That would be fun.
Yeah. All right. So we are into a math quiz. Actually, it's a geocaching quiz. It's a geography / geocaching / math quiz from Captain Math, because we use math every day.
Amen to that. I was afraid you were scaring everybody away, but now they know it's me.
No. This is not scary math.
No, not scary math. We're not going to do. We're not doing Diffie-Q or we're not going to do any quadratic equations or anything like that. So everybody can
not to start, right? Maybe later.
Yeah.
Maybe later. Okay. So, question number 1. Where, Kevin, did you find your best themed puzzle cache of the year? And the answers, the potential answers are A, Estonia, B, that tropical country of Florida,
land of Jesse.
Hey, it's almost dropped down to 53 degrees right now, so I don't want to hear about it. It's getting cold.
Wow.
C, Finland, or D, Sweden. So, chat room, put in your answers. And I don't have the Jeopardy theme to play but that's okay.
Obviously, I'm voting for Florida because, the best.
You go ahead. You vote for Florida.
So
we're in the chat room to give some answers, and then we got some coming in. I see Chris.
If it's a real math test, E would be all of the above.
Chris answered Finland.
Hey, Chris Walker.
T-Beck Tribe. Lori said D.
Which one was D? Sweden?
Some people had Sweden. We're kind of all over the map. Some people said Florida.
Hey, there's some Florida in there. Thank you very much.
We're getting some D's and some C's. Soccer kicks.
Finland. That's what I'm thinking.
B, but I'm biased.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Sonny.
All right. Well, give us the answer there. What's the answer?
All right. And you know what? Any of these had good answers there, but the best answer here, I'm going to have Mrs. CM, who is actually sitting beside me, help with this part.
Yep.
Sweden, Stockholm, Sweden.
Sweden. The answer is D.
Amazing. And I don't know if I can just give what the GC number is if people wanted to go and pull it up or something while we're talking to them. There's a geocache there, a puzzle cache called Rocking the Ship. And I think he's putting it up there right now. I can say it's GC 8A1A1.
That's a crazy GC code.
It is. Yeah. But boy, is it a crazy place. But to get that across, I'm the math geek of family math here, but my wife is a history buff.
Yes.
And she was super into this while we were on a cruise in August that took us to Sweden. And tell them about Vasa. I'm going to bring her in.
Hey.
Hi. The Vasa was a 17th century Swedish warship that actually sank in the harbor on its maiden voyage. So it never even made it out of the harbor. It was a major military disaster for Sweden.
It's terrible. I know, I'm sure you're laughing.
It started out as a really cool warship. And of course, Sweden was a major power at the time. The king decided he needed more firepower and asked to have this ship, increased a bit. So the builder put another level on it without increasing the width of the ship, which made it very tippy. So, it takes off on its maiden voyage and gets, didn't even clear the islands there, and the wind hits it and it just. It sat in the bottom of the harbor for about 350 years. And then in the 1950s, they raised it, and it is now in the Vasa Museum in Stockholm. It's amazing. It's in perfect condition because the water in the Baltic is so cold and has very little salt in it. Yeah. So it's cold for the worms, and the salt isn't there. So if you ever get to Stockholm, make sure you go see it.
Absolutely. You folks who are maybe history buffs or into that sort of thing, for her to have been able to see it, and you were up real close to it. I mean, in fact, you couldn't be far away from it because the ship fills the room pretty much. And it was pretty incredible. But I'm going to make a plug. If Geocaching HQ, any of them are listening, this geocache seriously needs to be considered for Geocache of the Week sometime. It hasn't already got it. It reminds me of another one that we did that made geocaching Geocache of the Week. Right. So this geocache called Rocking the Ship has a puzzle cache right on it. And the puzzle cache is basically a sort of a video game that you play. And what your goal is to try to keep that ship from capsizing either way. So they have the Vasa right on your screen, and it starts to dip, and you pull it back, and then it starts to go the other way, and you pull it back, and you feel like you're living what Joy, Mrs. CM, just talked about. Yeah. And eventually, as you work your way through it, you could solve this from home. You do try this from home. You don't have to be on site for it. And the longer you can keep it up, the more digits you'll get. If it capsizes, you're out of luck. But or they. But the thing is that keep it up, and you're going to end up with all the digits. The funny thing was that I was able to keep it up for long enough. I got the digits, and then it started giving me letters of a hint, but I had just taken my thumb off the thing, so I went back and did the whole thing again. I didn't. If you're an experienced geocacher, you're not really going to need a hint on it anyway. But it was one of the coolest ideas to have such a well-themed geocache. You better believe I would have given that one tons of favorite points if I could have. Fantastic. There were some good ones in those other places, but
Right.
very good ones in those other places. But
Nice.
that was amazing.
All right. Well, you did some county runs and quite a few actually, which was great. I'm so glad you were able to do that. Because I think you put in the notes, you blacked out 4 more states.
Yeah, in that year alone.
For a total of how many states have you blacked out?
I am up to 28 now. And the last one we finished was Tennessee. Tennessee. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we have our eyes on 2 more that we hope to get before winter is over.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
So our next question is, in which of these states in 2023 did you have the most memorable cache fulfilling find? And the answers or the answers are A, Alabama, B, Kentucky, C, Tennessee, or D, Georgia.
And they are all states that we finished in that year.
Oh, wow.
So
they're not the only ones, but yeah.
Give people a chance, give everybody a chance to answer that one.
Georgia, the next
you're saying that
counties.
Kentucky, C. Some people are saying C.
What did you ask?
I'm picking Georgia because we're working on that one next. So,
yeah.
Man, as you're saying this, Kevin, I'm like, how many miles did you log this year?
Oh, do we know that? I don't know.
Some people guess in Tennessee.
I so wish I was prepared with that question. That would have been impressive.
It has to be something incredibly impressive.
It's got to be tons.
Yeah.
Tons of miles.
Yeah, going cache was in Georgia, but I don't know that.
I'm gonna go with C. I went with C last time. Going with C again.
Several people saying is that the way you take quizzes, John? You just answer C to everything.
No. Isn't that the way? If you had a multiple choice math exam and you didn't know, you just keep on guessing the same one.
It's the way Jesse does it. He
Sooner or later you get it one, right?
He gives people hundreds if they
That's
just
right.
succeed.
Just the odds are out there.
Yeah, that's right.
What are most people saying? I'm not seeing it.
Most people are saying
Kentucky, Tennessee. It's split up. Kentucky, Tennessee, some Georgias. Not a lot of Alabama.
There's
a lot of Alabama fans in here.
Okay.
Streck guessed Alabama.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that one.
But that was just recently. So I guess everybody, you need to score at home. I can't keep your scores here. Sorry.
Yeah, keep your own score.
I'm a little busy, so we're gonna self score. And we're gonna trust you that you're gonna be honest on your
whoever gets the most right gets a free AP stats lesson from Kevin.
Yes.
All right. Where was your most memorable final county to finish this past year?
I hope I don't get ejected forever from this room for having said so, but I'll tell you that it was actually a guardrail hide, but it was the most amazing guardrail hide.
Well, we want to hear about that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
This was a cache called Kudzu Cache, which you Southerners, I guess Jesse would know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
But that was in Kentucky. No, wait, that was Tennessee.
No,
it was
Tennessee.
Kentucky. Which one was it?
It's Tennessee.
It was Tennessee. She confirms it. It was right on the border between the two. So if you've ever been around Cumberland Gap, it's an amazing place. We got up early in the morning. We were staying in a hotel where we had just finished off Kentucky.
We finished
That's
Kentucky
right.
and went to Tennessee.
Now, here's the amazing thing. I mean, Cumberland Gap is exactly what it sounds like. It's steep. It's a mountain ridge to remember. And they have a tunnel that goes underneath it. So it was like the foggiest. It was the only foggy day I think I saw around the entire South on that run. And we went through the tunnel. We come out the other side, and it's beautiful and sunny because that mountain ridge that we passed under kept all the fog on the other side. And it's like straight at the board when you're going through it. When you come through it, you start wiggling your way up high, and eventually you come to this place where you have this view. And I don't know if you can pick up the picture. Pick up that page. And I think on October 4th, 23 was the day I did it. I posted a photo of what we saw up there so you could just understand part of like why we were amazed at this place. Yeah. If you could take that middle picture and enlarge it if possible. There. In the back of that, you can see almost a straight line of like a pool of fog. That's Kentucky. And we're in Tennessee, surrounded by kudzu. And what you kudzu experienced people know that if you're walking forward toward that deep cut valley like that, you don't know where your foot's going with your next step. And you don't know you're coming back. There's actually a guardrail in there. Good luck finding it. And when we were there, I had no idea there was a guardrail there. And that's where we found the cache. And I don't think that's a spoiler. Honestly, if it is, it's like, you can't spoil that view. It was unbelievable.
You can kind of see the beginning of one in this other person's picture, but definitely the invasive species has taken over this area.
Kudzu, if you don't know what it is like one of the fastest growing plants. It will grow over everything. It takes over the whole area. You have to basically flamethrower it to get it to back off.
Yeah, look at that telephone pole.
Yeah, it is.
Telephone pole up here.
Yeah, talking mouth a little bit. There's a line, of course, that runs down and makes kind of a right triangle look on that thing, and you can see the whole right triangle made of kudzu. If only I could be there and teach my geometry students there. That's what the law looks like.
Wow. Nice.
But that was
nice.
impressive.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you finished Alabama, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Georgia this last year?
We did. Alabama and Georgia, we finished in consecutive days. Alabama, we had a few counties left right near the Georgia border in the general area just south of where Columbus, Georgia is. So we knocked off Alabama and then went into Georgia. And the next day we had Georgia all done. I mean, so we didn't do 159 counties in a day, of course,
No, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, but we got it down so we had just this. If you looked at the white blob on the map that straddled the line between the two states, that's all we had left to get done. And we have a similar situation coming up. Well, I won't talk about it now, but coming up with our next run.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, there's got to be a stat out there somewhere for most states finished in one day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, think about it. If you left in New England area, if you left one county in each one, you could finish more than a few in a day.
Oh, yeah, you certainly could. Yeah. Rhode Island has 5 to do. If it wasn't for the traffic, it would be no problem. Only 8 or 9, depending on your point of view, in Connecticut. And, of course, lovely little Delaware. You could do all 3 states if you've never been there, all 3 counties, I'm sorry, and get the county challenge in less than an hour.
Oh, really?
Wow. Yeah.
I like it.
Man, that's like a speed run.
Yeah, it is. I wish I had done it that way, but I didn't.
Speed run.
I believe I'll get that this year, but that's a story for another episode.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, next one. This will be interesting, and we're going to get into, not tonight, but we are going to get into a larger discussion about the good old adventures in the future. But can you guess where was Captain Math's favorite adventure lab of the year? And your answers to choose from are A, New York, B, Ohio, C, New Jersey, or D, the entire continent of Europe.
See, this is hard to track because I'm even friends with Kevin on Facebook, and you see him going everywhere. That I'm like, you could probably throw up any continent, any country, and I can't rule it off because I mean, like Kevin goes all over the place.
Is he throwing you off by adding an entire
photos? I want to prove I was
you
there.
in.
Yeah,
he's pulling you in. You need to guess Europe. It's big. You need to guess Europe.
The guesses are all over the board.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd say maybe more people are saying New Jersey than anything else.
I see some New York.
New York.
Got some New Yorks. Got some Europes.
I'd say Jersey is the top winner right now in the.
Dorothy. She's a Jersey girl.
Yeah, you got to go into this quiz and put your biases aside for a moment because you got to really think.
No, you don't.
You want to get inside the mind of
No,
this
just
man
be
down
very
here.
biased.
You want to get into his brain.
This is the kind of quiz we're talking about.
Get into Kevin's brain.
In the mind of Captain Math. You know,
in the mind.
Very place, Jeremy.
In the mind, Jerry was.
He's been in that mind. Survived.
Thanks to Rara for being along. So, where was the best adventure lab of the year?
That's a key thing. I'm just gonna, as a shout out, say the best two we ever did were in Kansas and in Georgia. So get that out of the way. In this year, we had amazing ones in all of them. Ohio has one in Mansfield where you can actually visit the Shawshank Redemption film site. Go right into the very prison. Go see. You could actually see the tunnel that he crawled through. And you can even see some of the sites that were supposedly out of the prison, but they actually filmed them in the prison. That was great, but that wasn't it.
That's not it.
Yeah, we're fresh off of the one in New Jersey that we were talking about. Mount
Tabor.
Mount Tabor was a beautiful little town. If you've ever been to I'm losing it now. The island in Massachusetts. Martha's Vineyard.
Oh, okay.
And they have those cool houses. They have a place in New Jersey that reminds me of that. But the answer to this one was Europe, actually. And get ready for this one. This was amazing. We got lucky that we could do this. In fact, I owe it all to my friend Philip Tonneson, who is another worldwide geocacher admin, who alerted me to the existence of this one. They have 5 stages, sequential 5 stages, if I remember right, that take you to 5 national capitals. And they take you to cool spots at those places that you absolutely must see. And imagine it being sequential. And it's like you got to get around to all of them. Again, forgive me. I think it was sequential because I know it was a challenge to get them. But we started in Copenhagen with that one, I think it was, and got around and got them all. And just to give you an example, the starter of that one is at the Little Mermaid statue in Copenhagen.
Oh yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And you, one of the stages, you said, is it a point of view stage?
No, that's a different one. We'll hold on to that. Yeah.
All right, we'll talk about that.
That's coming up.
That's coming up. That's on the next one.
Okay.
How did I guess?
So how much ground did you have to cover to do that one?
Oh my! Well, I can't take credit for it. I'll leave that up to the captain of the cruise ship who got us around. But that cruise basically, Jesse, took us to 9 different countries, I think, or something. A new country every day, except I guess there were 2 stops in Sweden and 2 in Finland. And we had 3 days that pretty much, we ran our own show along with Philip. 3 days spent in Copenhagen, which was amazing. It was a life-changing trip. We'll say more of that.
A geocaching cruise trip, Kevin, or
huh?
Was it a geocaching like planned trip, or?
It was. So there was a group of geocachers, a large group of geocachers on there, but we didn't have everybody necessarily doing the same thing. So some people kind of got on to that run before others, and we came in. I have a trip coming up I'm hoping to do that I didn't want to duplicate what we'd be doing, on that other trip that we did last year, knowing that I was having a shot at it this year. But anyway, that's why we got like those 3 days in Copenhagen where it was just me, Joy, and Philip doing those. And he was a fantastic tour guide taking us to those places. But we got to see an awful lot thanks to our tour organized by for our group, that I don't want to say the places yet because I think they're going to come up shortly.
Yeah. Most memorable multi. I like the alliteration there.
Most memorable multi.
In which of these foreign countries did Captain Math experience his most memorable multi of the year? And your possible answers are A, Iceland, B, Finland, C, Belgium, or D, Estonia. So lock in your answers now. And while people are locking in their answers, I'm really worried about Chris. He may
ask a lot of questions.
Chris may have to take this course again.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, sir, but you may be required to take the course again. So people are guessing.
He just wants to get back in my school so he can have more In-N-Out burgers at lunchtime.
Ooh, man.
That sounds like a big perk.
Yeah.
Don't let people know that live down in Florida. They're going to want to know what
In-N-Out is.
Jesse's not providing food to everybody.
Yeah.
They have Whataburger.
You provide snacks, don't you, Jesse?
We've got In-N-Out down here too.
Yeah. A lot of people saying Iceland. He wants one-on-one tutoring. That's expensive, my friend. You may not.
That's right.
I owe it to him. I certainly would do that.
Lots of A's, lots of Icelands. A few people guessing others.
Some Belgium.
Yeah, a few people guessing.
Yeah.
There's some C answers. People asking C. There's a B. Iceland. So, what was your most magnificent, memorable mega?
I'm not going to fool around with this one. I'll tell you, it's not Finland, Belgium, or Estonia because they all had amazing ones to do. But Iceland is beyond amazing. And I'm going to give a nice shout out to my very good friend, Colin Mayo, who the two of us were both AP stat readers. And we celebrated our first year not really doing it together, I guess you could say. I don't know, celebrating it or whatever. But soothed our sorrows by going to Iceland for a trip, but just with the two of us, rented a camper and just about went everywhere in an amazing week there. And in Iceland, if you go to Iceland, I wish I could remember the name of the town, but you guys are going to give them this GC number, please. That would be terrific.
We just did.
Oh, good.
GC 34Q. KX.
If you could pull up the pictures, you won't be spoiling anything. You'll be pulling them in because they need to see this.
All right. I'll bring it up right now.
It's more important than seeing my face here. I'll just tell you that we camped everywhere and, drove in, got our campsite down in southwest Iceland. And this spot that we stayed in bordered this farm and then this area of land that just looked like it was another planet. We went there because there was this multi called Hopsneys. I'm probably completely butchering that. I butchered the whole language, I think, in the time we were there, but Icelandic people are so nice people. They let me get away with it. But this one here takes you to old ruins of shipwrecked ships that go a long, long way back. They've been sitting there, no one moving them. And if you were able to get to, yes, there we go.
Wow.
And I don't know if you can see in that picture right there, look at the lower right corner of that wreck. You can see like a interpretive sign.
Mm-hmm.
So they all have these interpretive signs on them, and you basically go to 5 different ones, if I remember right. And in order to get to the next wreck, you have to gather some numbers off of those interpretive signs. Do a little math because we all use it every day, right?
That's
And
right.
That's right.
put that in there. Ooh, we got the math in the quiz now. But you can see. I hope that you can see like the ocean back behind there. And it's just amazing the things that you experience because they show you pictures of the shipwreck. They show you the story, the information on what exactly happened. And I mean, some of them, everyone died, and some of them, there were some survivors. But when you're done, the last stage, of course, is you end up finding a geocache.
Right.
Yeah. Spoiler. Well, you know what? Don't be afraid to show them that spoiler picture again if you could, because one thing about it, I said like another country, or not another country, another planet. I mean, the funny thing is the spoiler is like right out where anyone could see it when you're coming, and boy, is that a good thing. Because can you?
Right.
I mean, you'll be there.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
rock pile.
Yeah. It's like a giant rock hide, right, Jesse? I mean, look at the number of rocks that are out there.
Biggest boulder field I think I've ever been in, and we have
like,
big ones in Pennsylvania.
And was that the hint in Boulder Field?
Probably
Boulder Field.
I don't think they needed to tell you that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, look at that. There's boulders everywhere. God. That's
look
crazy.
At that.
Looks like the top of Pikes Peak.
Yeah.
So
that was one of the most memorable caches I did the whole year.
So Iceland is highly recommended, from what I understand.
Absolutely.
Yeah, from everybody.
Oh gosh, I can't wait to go. Yeah, I am so fired up to go visit. It may be.
Are you going this year, Gary?
No.
We started
kind of planning.
That,
yeah, we were kind of planning for 2025, but it may get pushed a little bit. But I know Jesse would like to. Jesse's got a full year this year, and then
it's cheaper than you might think, and camping really makes it affordable.
It does. Because I told you I took him to Super Nate, and his wife called to care. We were gonna get each family get a camper, and you can camp in all these designated areas, and they're not very expensive,
right?
Or some of them are. I mean, some are designated, and I think they are free, but most of them you pay a minor, right? It wasn't much.
We paid. I mean, none of them that we saw were free, but they, relatively speaking, I mean, they were all
breaking the bank. Yeah. None of them cost as much as a hotel room. I know that.
Yeah, right.
All right, on to the next one. Our next one is, we talked, of course, earlier about megas. So we're going to talk about megas, or give a question about megas. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to put these out there. And you attended quite a few, so let me get the question ready. Oh, not that one. Next one.
I'll show them all that information after each one. I probably shouldn't put that there. I don't know.
Well, actually, it's not bad because it might give them an idea. I mean,
okay.
I mean, just because one has the best location, does that make it the best? I don't know.
You're right. It doesn't necessarily.
So the answers that you will be guessing from are A, going caching, which was the most organized. They are very organized.
Mm-hmm.
B, Bamarama, best satellite events. C, Midwest Geobash, which is he called it the best overall, with incredible caches, and I got to see some of those. They had some incredible caches, incredible gadget caches, right? A lot of them were gadget related, don't you think? Or
absolutely, yep.
Or at least they were like picture box type things. I don't know what else to call them, and Adventure Labs. Yeah. Or is it D, Allegheny State Park, ASP I guess they call it. They call it Geobash, I guess.
They do. Yep, ASP Geobash.
ASP, yeah. So it's in Allegheny. That's in Pennsylvania?
New York, actually, right on the border.
Oh, New York.
It's like an hour away from me.
Yeah.
It's like
New York.
It's like my heartbreaker mega, the closest to me, but I can never attend.
This year is your year, John. This is your year.
I got to check because, like, usually, for those that don't know, I work in higher education, and that is always our commencement day. Where it's like I have to work like 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. ish, and it breaks my heart every single time. I can't make ASP Geobash, but one of these years I got to make it.
And I was kidding about New York. I was just Jeremy knows I'm buddy. I love New York. I love New York. I love New York. But I had to give him a hard time because we had John on tonight. So
yeah, and I'm still trying to get Gary up in New York during the winter time. I told him that's the time a pure Texan has to visit New York to really appreciate the beauty of it.
I did back in the day when I traveled all the time. I do remember going to Maine and it was -6, I think, which isn't much. I mean, it's not like, it's probably pretty balmy but it was snowing. So I got lucky though. I got behind a snowplow or a dude in a truck that was doing some plowing and got lucky. So
I'll tell you, Gary, when you come up during the winter here, I'll have a shovel ready for us to go out and get some ammo cans. Cans in the winter.
Not sure why you're not allowed to dig for geocaches, sir, but I'll let you know.
We'll talk snowing about just kind of puts.
You're not allowed to be required to dig for geocaches.
That's right.
There's a difference.
And these are guidelines, Gary.
Yeah.
You're not right. Yeah. And we love Canada. We have a Canadian. We have many Canadians either listening or watching. But yeah, that's.
I've been to that one too. That was a fun one. Some years
cool.
Ago. Yeah.
Well, which of these, at least last year, because it changes every year, but this year, which of these was your? Let me see how I word this right. It was the mega with the most.
Say as our favorite in 2023.
Yes, because that always changes or can change. Sure. Was it? I don't know. What was your favorite?
Go for it. Hey,
yeah.
These are all great for different reasons, and I definitely want to say something about one of the ones that wasn't, at least. But
yeah, we'll do some honorables here in a minute.
Okay. I love the Allegheny State Park Geobash. Over the course of time, that's my number one. That's the one that I can't not go to.
Overall.
Yeah, even while I was still teaching, I was definitely going to go to that one. But this past year, I guess Joy and I have both been having a growing love for one of the other ones here. The Midwest Geobash has been, actually, I see the two of them almost like twins. Midwest Geobash and ASP Geobash. They do a lot of things right, the same way, and they're unique, I think, among mega events in that, and especially Allegheny State Park Geobash, you actually meet and get to have friends associated with that event. I think there's some events they can be so big and they maybe feel a little bit like a conference more than they feel like a fun time geocaching event. And boy, both of those really do it well. Bamarama was amazing. San Marcos, I got to give a shout out to him because he knocked my socks off.
Mm-hmm.
It was the mega, but it wasn't the mega that probably put it way high on the list. They have amazing satellite events, and I won't even say more because we're going to run out of time, but he is a very creative guy and put together some awesome stuff there. And then going caching, of course, I probably don't have to say anything about it because you guys talk about that one a lot.
We do.
That's ultra organized with lots of stuff, but Midwest Geocache gets the award.
Do you think the Midwest Geocache I'm trying to word this properly, benefits from the fact that many people camp there?
Definitely, because camping
it's like ASP, right? ASP, a lot of people camp at ASP.
Yeah, I think camping is a big part of the experience for both CND, Midwest Geocache, and Allegheny State Park Geocache. You're going to have a great time with that. Now, people go and they stay in hotels, but I have to admit, I think you miss a little bit if you stay at a hotel with these ones, because some of the most fun stuff happens right on site overnight. Allegheny State Park has amazing night caches.
Right.
You can do a lot of hiking at night.
So they really benefit. I've always thought that there's a benefit for those that enjoy, camping, but also there's a benefit that everybody's in the same spot. I see also the benefit for a mega. If people are going to a mega, I think that even it's well organized. Not those. I'm talking about a different event.
Yeah.
Cache Fest, where they really spend a lot of
time.
There
someday.
Where they really spend a lot of time on making the host hotel have a lot of features. And there's megas that do that in many places. So I'm not saying just that one, but it's not the same as a camping, but also it kind of lends itself, or if you're not staying at the host hotel, if you come over to the host hotel for something, it kind of gives a little bit of that camaraderie that you're missing with the camping. So
let me just throw in one more thing too. I want to share, and I hope this doesn't come off the wrong way given the timing of this one, but Bamarama, I know that San Marcos has plans for February 29th because remember that other event you were talking about earlier is a Thursday. Well, that Saturday, 2 days later, is the mega event at Bamarama. But at Bamarama, don't you miss the satellite events. That was a big part of it. And February 29th, I know he's got some plans underway for making Leap Day a happy day.
Really cool.
I don't know them, but I know he's planning.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we've done I've done a Leap Day event, just regular event type thing before, and always fun. I think was it 2 years ago we had Leap Day where they did it was a special souvenir. Not last year, but I meant the last Leap Day is what I meant.
Yeah, it was. We ran an event, not a mega, back in our home area, Tri-State Geocachers and NEPAG, the Northeastern Pennsylvania Geocachers, had a huge turnout for it, and a lot of hiking around park area nearby, and people got all different types of caches. We hit all the icons.
Cool.
Cool.
All right. And yes, I did jump the gun. We're talking about a point of view cache. So your favorite point of view cache is the next question. And while I'm putting that in, I would say, and we did a show on this with you a while back. So, but I guess get people up to date on what a point of view cache is.
A point of view cache is, and other people use a different name for it, a lot of different names, I guess, for it, but it's the idea that you're looking at a picture on the cache page, and the puzzle that you're trying to solve to be able to get to the spot is to look at the picture, look at the perspective and the way certain things line up, then move to the spot where everything lines up just right, so that if you were looking at this picture and you're basically needing to stand where the cache was hidden, because the picture was taken from the point of view where the cache is hidden. And it's an amazing,
it's really
when it works. And
Such a great idea.
gosh, this one coming up, I mean, I was amazed at the North Carolina folks and what they had done with the idea, and then A, B, C, or D.
So the answers are A, Finland, B, Lithuania, C, Sweden, or D, Estonia. So Chris is he's really wanting to go for Finland again, but I don't know if I'd follow what he's saying because he's not really doing very well on this quiz.
Okay, he's figuring sooner or later Finland's going to figure in.
Right, you don't want to necessarily do that, but have either of you two guys, John or Jesse, have y'all found a point of view cache before?
No, we talked about this last time. I found similar versions of that. There was it was close to that. It was the opposite of that, but it was one up a mountain, and there was a multi. It was a chain of those and a multi series. So I mean,
cool.
It's point of view, but also it's like this took you to the next stage instead of to the cache.
Yeah,
right.
And
that's cool.
Yeah, it was hard.
Yeah, I haven't done one. There's one not too far away from me. Definitely on my list to do. Sometime, probably like springtime on that side.
Love the idea.
I love it too. Yeah, I know. That's one for me. I'd love to hide one like that. I know watching that show, like my gears were definitely turning.
Yeah, I still want to.
Lori guessed D. Gina guessed D. They're kind of the leaders in the clubhouse, I think.
Estonia. Okay.
Estonia is what they're guessing. Happy Hodag guessing also. Dorothy's guessing C, so a little different. We got some B's.
Hey, Daisy.
Yeah, we got a good crowd tonight. All right, tell us the country where you found your favorite for 2023 point of view cache.
And this country is a repeat from earlier. Sweden. The island of Gotland. In the middle of the Baltic Sea is an unbelievable place. And it's funny, in the United States, and I'm guessing most of our viewers might end up being from the United States as well right now. We talk about historic places. If you're out west,
we have a lot of
you say something's historic and you're talking about like what, the middle 19th century or something like that. In the East, we kind of laugh at that. And then it's like we think, we have 1700s, even some 1600s, seeing some cemeteries around, that sort of thing. There's one not too far from here, a cemetery where they go back to being alive during the Declaration of Independence. But in Sweden, I'm hoping we can bring up that cache right now and pull up the picture on the main cache page. There it is. Visby, that's means ruins, basically. And scroll down a little bit and show them this picture that's on the cache page. Oh, I thought it was right on the cache page. Well, any one of those will do. That's good right there. Okay. For all I know, that could be mine. You are looking at the ruins of an old church. And when I say old church, we're not talking like 18th century, 17th century, 16th century. That thing is just under 1,000 years old.
Wow.
A millennium ago, almost. I think it's like maybe more like 900 or something, but that's still pretty old, older than any of us,
that's
right?
Crazy. Yeah.
I hope I look that good at 1,000.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Well, this place is just incredible. And I wish Joy were still here and we had more time anyway. She could tell you more on the story of this one. But the thing is that just from the geocaching point of view, that picture doesn't quite show it super well, but can you kind of see that if you moved around a little bit, it would look like maybe that plant growth might fit nicely into the shape? Yes, thank you.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So what you need to do, only one of the pictures that's there is actually one that was shot exactly from the spot. And when I say exactly, guys, get ready for this. I'm not spoiling anything because you got to get there anyway in the first place.
Yeah, you got to get there.
I lined this. I had no idea this was going to happen after talking to you guys about point of view caches. And it's like, I'm standing in Sweden on this really old island with all these really old places and stuff.
Right.
And here I'm doing a point of view cache. I line it up. And it's like, I'm not believing this is going to work. And I stand there and then I just turn around and they actually have what old Sweden would consider a guardrail, I guess. Right. And there was something right in it with coordinates. And it's like, so that wasn't the cache, but it was the coordinates for the cache, kind of like, I think it was Jesse you were referring to before.
Yeah.
And, it was a short walk from there. I don't know, a couple tenths or something like that. A mile, that is. And, there found the geocache. And, I have goosebumps even talking about this, guys. It's like, it wasn't the cache, the smiley I was so happy to have, but to actually interact with something that is that old is incredible. I own an earth cache out in Mesa Verde National Park, which is also something, goosebump style, really old, but this place was incredible.
That's awesome. All right, we got time for one more, last one. So hopefully people can make sure they get an A tonight. They get a and I thought Lori was doing well. She's actually not. So, but I think we've got some people who are doing well on the quiz. Chris is going to have to repeat the class. We already figured that out. Lori apparently is going to have to repeat the class. Nothing I can do for you. We gave you the information, and there's nothing we can do, right, Jesse? I mean, summer school is summer school. What do you do?
Gary, skip the best geocaching trip of the year and do the other one. Then, if you're gonna,
I was gonna do the field puzzle though.
Perfect. Okay, that's right.
Yeah, okay. We do. So there we go. The answers are A, Brussels, Belgium; B, Copenhagen,
Denmark.
Yeah. C, Rochester, New York; D, Gulf Shores, Alabama. So there you go. A, Brussels, Belgium, obviously. B is Copenhagen, Denmark. C is Rochester, New York. Wow, that sounds like it's a
ninja territory almost.
That is a lovely place, Gary. Rochester.
Oh, okay.
New York.
All right.
You got to come out to my event next time.
Shout out to all my New York.
You got to let me know, Kevin. You let me know. I'll get it on my schedule, man.
Awesome.
I'd love to do it.
Or D is Gulf Shores, Alabama. So
all amazing places.
People are answering.
I gotta go with C. New York is due. New York is due for one.
You think New York's due? Well, you know what the answer. People have tried that, and it's not really working for them. Oh, Lori's attempting E, which is all of the above.
Yeah,
that is you'll win the favor of the teacher, so you might actually, you might get a passing grade after all. He might curve the scores up.
Oh gosh.
So, all right. So a lot of A's. A lot of people guessing Brussels, but let people know where your favorite field puzzle was at.
This place is overdue to be picked. Copenhagen, Denmark. 3 days there, but there was one cache that Joy and I were hiking around with Philip Tonneson, the guy I mentioned previously, and we went into this park because it had a webcam. So the webcam in, if you want to know where this one is, it's the same park where Copenhagen's only webcam is, or active webcam anyway. And there was a geocache, which I think I can say this much without spoiling it, but it takes you to a tree, and this tree had little animal figurines all through it, but they were hard to spot. And I say all through it. There were only 5 of them, but you had to solve a field puzzle, which I'm not going to tell you about, and you're not going to be able to do this one without being on site and seeing what the animals were. And the 3 of us really had to put our heads together to get it straight, to make it work out. We did. And when we did, let's just say they didn't hold back anything on having a cool container in the place. But yeah, it was a really fun cache that required all 3 of us to give input to get this one done. Nice. I know we have pictures in there from us. There's a picture of Philip and Joy in there, view. I think. Oh, yeah.
Look at that view, though.
I've been to Copenhagen. I mean, amazing, amazing place.
That's incredible.
I could have spent a long time. Can I say now before we're done? Let me have just a little bit to say something about one other place that didn't get worked in.
Yeah, no problem. Go for it.
Okay. Well, one of the places, I think the most amazing story of the entire year for me, or one of the most amazing stories, I got to give a shout out to my friends Hannah and Satu from Finland, who I had set up an event to be held in Finland, and our cruise ship was coming in and docked, but it docked in a different city than we thought it was going to dock. And I was kind of given some information about where it was going to dock, and the information was wrong. So my event was actually, I don't know, something like 10 miles away from, where the ship actually got us in. And I felt awful because I had like lots of people signing up, and they were actually mentioning me by name, which felt like ridiculously humbling. It's like, I mean, all these people are like taking their lunch breaks and taking time off from work and stuff like that. It was a weekday lunchtime to come out and stand outside this museum to meet us and everything. And there's no way I wanted to miss that. So I took a wild last gasp stab at it. My only chance to make it there was to post an announcement on my event page at the last minute, see if someone would come and pick us up. And, Joy and I still laugh at it. I can't believe we really did that in another country where we don't know anybody, waited for someone we don't know, get in the car with them and get taken back to another city, which, I mean, it's like, I'm not saying we doubted that they would take us back to get on the ship, but, you think about those things at the beginning.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Glad we took that chance, though, because we met some of the nicest people ever. Finland is supposedly the happiest people on earth because they drink the most coffee, I think, and then of anyone on earth, too.
I'm in.
Yeah, but they all came out. They stood there for the longest time. We got there almost an hour late, and they waited for us.
Wow.
For an event there, all we were doing standing around, and I had some little activities that we were going to do and some prizes to give away, but it's like they didn't know all that.
Yeah.
So they were the greatest people, and Hannah and Satu took Joy and I, after that was over, they took us on a tour of Kotka, Finland, that I'll never forget. We got so close to the Russian border. It was...
Yeah, you're Finland and Russia right there together.
Yeah, so. You know how they are, buddy, right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they are. They're a Nordic country. They're right there. They got the border with Russia. So,
I'm with Finland and Finnish people that we met. So
yeah, we've met some great people from Finland. Mad Finn, one of our patrons.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you sir and Joy had a pretty memorable 2023.
We did.
mean, you really did.
We've been blessed.
It's been awesome for you. I love hearing the stories, and thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me again. Love talking geocaching with anybody. And you guys are terrific.
No, you're fine. We love having you, and we love it. Gives people ideas too. I mean, that's why we're as part of our edutainment of Geocache Talk is to give people some ideas like, Captain Math went there and he said it was pretty good. Maybe we should go. So,
and I'll tell you, how many times you talk to somebody or something like this and you walk away inspired, like all of that is just so cool.
Yeah.
Hearing through what your experiences are on that side. And man, I don't know about you guys, but this charges my geocaching batteries.
Good.
In fact, this charges my geocaching batteries so much I may leave on a plane tomorrow for Arizona to go geocache.
You need to just go to Arizona.
You said Pennsylvania wrong.
It ended with A. It was kind of close.
There you
go. There you go. Well, thank you so much, and then thank everybody for playing along. I think some people did pretty well. I've seen some four out of 7s, so some good guessing.
That's not easy,
but, Chris is
Chris.
He's considered. We're gonna put an I. We're not gonna fail him.
No, we're not. He's a good guy.
Give it incomplete. So.
He's a real good guy.
All right. Well, good night, everybody, and we'll see you guys. Tuesday is Challenge Talk, right, John? We got Challenge Talk going.
Yeah, Challenge Talk is
that'll be cool.
Talking about the Texas Challenge.
Yeah, they're going to talk about Texas Challenge. We're starting to get into that mega mode. We're going to have to talk about some more megas coming up shortly. But anyway, well, thanks everybody, and we'll see you next week. Okay. Good night.
May your finds be many and your DNFs be few. May the terrain and difficulty both be less than 2. And whatever it is you're looking for, may it find its way to you. And may we all meet again.
Folks, we hope you've enjoyed the show tonight. Please email us your comment at geocachetalk@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. The show can be found on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Radio Public, or Spotify, as well as at the Geocache Talk website. Don't forget to click that subscribe button below and ring that bell notification so that you can see and hear the show on a weekly basis. And tell your friends about the show. Get them involved with us in the chat room. And until next week, don't just talk about geocaching, go geocaching.